Hi, my name is Taniola Osakoya, and I'm conducting an interview. And could I please have your name?
Sure, it's Kimberly Minor.
Okay, and how old are you?
I am 24 years old.
Okay. And what school do you attend?
I attend Georgia State University.
Okay. What is your major?
I am a journalism major.
Okay. So in the past, I know you've been doing mental health work, and what are you doing currently, and what have you done?
Most recently, I signed on as a guest blogger to a national nonprofit organization called Bring Change to Mind. One of their founders is Glenn Close. So I signed on as a guest blogger. The organization just adopted an initiative to reach millennials, or the millennial generation, young adults, and so I belong to that generation. And I'm really infatuated with my age group, so I thought, what a great channel to try to get young adults interested in the conversation about mental health. So that's the latest thing I did. Since I've graduated, I've been on a suicide prevention panel at GPC, so that was a great opportunity to go back and speak to students.
Thank you. So you do work with millennials.
Yeah.
Do you think it is our responsibility to kind of make awareness for generations to come?
Oh my goodness, yeah. I think that's why organizations like Active Minds are so important, because they're on the campus, they're in the campus community, they're putting on programs that are attractive and not bland and boring. But I do think it is our responsibility to, just as much as we get on Instagram and announce how great our day is going, I wish that we would be as transparent about the realities of what we actually are dealing with on a day-to-day basis, the things that aren't so rosy all the time, especially through social media. And it's sort of surprising, but I think there's something about transparency and being open that people enjoy and really gravitate towards. It makes you really human. And so, I think it can be a really cool topic, but mental health is something that we deal with on a daily basis. It's something that you wake up with, like if you meditate, if you do yoga, it's all a mental thing. So it doesn't have to be somber and boring at all.
Yeah. Do you think it would be a good idea to kind of introduce these advocacy groups to high schoolers and middle schoolers?
Yeah, that would be so cool. Actually, on any topic, they would definitely be more willing to listen to us than they would someone many years their senior. So I think the idea would be to tailor the message to young people, put ourselves in their position, think about what we would want to hear if we were their age, and just make it fun. I think mental health can be a fun topic. For the general public, it sort of paints there's a broad paintbrush of people who suffer with mental illness as being psychotic, unable to function in society, and that's absolutely not true, because there are many people diagnosed with many illnesses and disorders who function just as well as you and I do. So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people tend to hear mental illness and automatically think of like schizophrenia or psychosis or rapist or someone who's on the extreme end.
Right.
But in high schools, there are children who also do have those disorders, but also deal with depression, bipolar, and suicidal thoughts.
And research shows that people with mental illnesses are more likely to be the victims of violence than they are to be perpetrators of violence. So it's not often publicized, but it's definitely available in lots of research that people who are suffering with these things are more likely to be bullied and things of that nature. So, yeah. In the case of bullying, we're talking about it, I say why not? I think there are so many unseen cases and unheard of cases that go on a daily basis, especially with social media, where young kids can create their online personalities or online personas, and their parents have no clue of what's going on.
Are you hopeful for our generation?
Like as a whole?
Do you believe in our generation?
No, we're doomed. Oh gosh, yeah, I think we have so many smart people. Mm-hmm. I wish though that our generation and baby boomers and Generation X could kind of get along better. I think every generation has felt like they're self-entitled. You at your prime in college, you've been working your butt off and doing internships. You feel like, yeah, I deserve to get that job. You know, I don't think that we're any different from any other generation. So I wish that we didn't get such a bad rep. I've also read that we have, as far as working, we're looking for a little more purpose in what we do. And so I think that when people say that we're lazy, they think about that we start a job and then we leave it, which I've done. I started a dream job and I was like, what? I got in it and it wasn't what I thought. And I think when people see us like flip-flop like that, they think that we're sort of unbalanced and like don't know what we want out of life. But I think it's more that we're looking for something that really tugs at our heartstrings, and we want to do something that's not just about making $1 at the end of the day.
I feel like there is a different type of stress that our parents went through than the ones we go through. And they're both bad. Yeah. Do you feel like, because we do get stressed out, maybe about mundane things that people would not take seriously, but things like social media. Yeah. Do you think that can cause a lot of
stress
like
and depression? Oh, heck yeah. Because you're just like scrolling and all you see are like smiles and in Miami and just got a new promotion. And not to say that you're the Debbie Downer and you want everybody to be like posting, you know, sad stories. Of course you want to see people happy, but it's sort of a false reality. I think it imbibes like this braggadocious environment, and I think there can be a landscape where depression, stress can come from just looking at everybody else's grandiose life,
especially for high schoolers.
Yeah.
This whole self-esteem, because our self-esteem is really at our lowest in high school, and just seeing people, your friends with perfect pictures and perfect bodies, I think it can cause eating disorders, like a whole range of depression, because we never feel good enough. Do you think that it would be good to introduce better things in high school, like if you were to do advocacy and kind of show that there are other things in life?
Oh goodness, yeah, like a book. I think that we're so attached to technology, it's not even funny. I try to be more aware of when I go out with my parents of just like having my phone away. So for high school students, I think with each generation there is a possibility that we can become more detached from reality, and our people skills may lack because of the growth in technology. So as far as high school students go, there can definitely be, but just going back to the basics of social skills and not always texting or, you know, things like that.
So you basically are saying that maybe it's all about balance?
Yeah, just balance.
So I think you're doing a great thing with not only making students aware about mental illness, but also making them aware about how to be mentally healthy and about balance. And,
thank you.
It's great that you have hope for the millennials.
I love us. Absolutely. Very cool.
Thank you so much for letting me interview you. It was very enlightening. You gave me a lot of information, and thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.